Welcome to the Media Mastery Experts Live podcast. I am joined by another fabulous guest, and I would love for you to introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi, I'm Jane Klein, and I help college students find internships and recent grads find first jobs.
Wow, it sounds like you're helping young people find purpose.
I think that's a great way to put it.
Okay, well let's get into that a little bit. So, when it comes to helping young adults, college grads, college students, etc., find internships and find jobs, first of all, we've been hearing that this job market is absolutely brutal. It is just unforgiving, merciless, and everybody wants 5 years of experience for an entry level job. So, where do you come in, and how do you help navigate that?
Well, students are overwhelmed. They are so overwhelmed. They've spent 3/4 of their lives in education. They're only in their 20s, their early 20s, and they've spent 3/4 of their lives, 15, 16 years in education. So they have no idea how to find a job. And now the job market has changed, as you mentioned. The job market, because most specifically AI is impacting their jobs, as younger workers, their jobs are the very first entry level jobs, and internship jobs are jobs that can just be replicated by a bot.
Oh.
So because of that, they are not given the opportunity to have that experience. And companies, especially enterprise, large companies, are hiring at the next level up. But these students haven't gotten to that level yet because they didn't get their base job. So how are they supposed to navigate that?
Yeah.
Well, they need to learn how to network. They need to learn how to have confidence in a world that they've never been in. They need to learn how to present themselves, how to market themselves, how to add value to the companies and to their hiring managers. How can I add value? How can I be unique that no other student has? What do I offer in my unique self that will make this company better and make them want to hire me?
So this sounds almost a little bit adjacent to personal branding for these kids.
Absolutely.
So is that like the new, because I keep hearing that that's the brave new world that we're in, where like you're not just an employee, you're a brand.
Everyone has their own brand.
Of
They just
course.
don't realize it.
Oh,
And students don't realize they have a story and they have a brand, and what they think and do matters.
so then how would that play into getting that out of them?
I think the first thing we do is we talk about their story. Why did they choose their major?
Do they
Do
know?
they Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. I explored with a student just this week about his story. And I asked him, hey, tell me your story. I don't know. Well, if you say I don't know in an interview, that is like the kiss of death. So I kept, don't say I don't know. What you should say is, this is how I got started. And what we did was we worked together after some questions and answers and conversation, and we realized that he got into marketing because as a seventh grader, he started his own little business on Instagram selling Fortnite statues, little Fortnite statues.
Oh,
That was something that excited him. And he remembers that, and that got him excited. And so since seventh grade, he has been into marketing, and that was his direction because of something he did as a young man, not quite a young man, but a young student. And that was something that excited him and interested him.
well then, speaking of all of that, what was your story? What made you want to help these young people? Because again, it's such a difficult market. It feels almost daunting for adults.
It is. I realized I spent years in corporate world. So I understand the business side of it. I understand the corporate side. I understand the interviewing side. I've been there. And I always want to give my knowledge and use my knowledge to grow myself and to help other people, because I want to be a coach. I want to help people. And And I had a personal experience. My son, whom I love dearly, was very challenged at finding an internship. And as a parent, you always want to help your children. And my son gave me the hand. Talk to the hand, Mom. Not, yeah, Mom, I'll talk to you later. Leave me alone.
Okay, that sounds like typical teenage behavior.
Typical, he did not want me to butt in. He wanted to do it himself. And I said, that's great, but you've just spent 3/4 of your life learning in an educational system that really doesn't teach this stuff. And so I circumvented a little bit. And
Sounds like a good mom.
Yeah. I was with a friend having dinner and I networked with them and I found out that their company had internships. I said, hey, can you text my son and send him this link? And so I did his networking for him and hidden. And my son got the text and applied and called me and said, hey, Mom, I have an interview. What do I do? Because suddenly he needed me and he didn't say talk to the hand. So I coached him on how to go through an interview and how to be confident. He had his interview and he got the job. And so he worked at that company for the summer.
Oh, wow.
And he learned what he liked and didn't like.
And also, did that give him the experience that he needed to then move into the paid job?
It was
the ultimate.
It was a paid internship.
Oh,
that's the goal. Get a paid internship.
That is the goal. Things have changed since I was a kid.
Students need to pay for college. Students need to pay for everything. And there is a lot of things with a lot of costs out there that these kids want.
Oh, yeah.
So having some pocket change or having money to pay rent or having money to pay food is a really good thing for these kids.
So is what you just described, is that sort of like a general understanding of how it is that you're able to help your clients, basically, the college kids?
Well, these kids are overwhelmed. As I said, they're not used to the college world or navigating anything outside of that college world. They're not used to finding a job. They've never done it before. And so I help them with confidence. I help them with resumes and profiles on LinkedIn, for example. I help them understand their offer, what they offer, what their value is, what their brand is. And then we talk about interviews. How do you interview? How do you answer the question? Tell me about yourself.
That doesn't involve your GPA.
It doesn't involve your GPA.
I think that was one of the more sobering things I saw after high school was that nobody cares what your SAT score was.
What your scores were. As long as you passed and you have that piece of paper that says you graduated, they're going to be fine. It's what you've done and what you've done recently. And so I help these students navigate in a world. This is an unmet need. This is why I pivoted. Because I saw my son was having these problems. I said, well, if he's having these problems, how many other students are having these problems? How many other parents are feeling like me that, oh my gosh, what am I going to do if he's home all summer?
Yeah.
Or she has no clue what she's doing. She doesn't know what she's getting into and she won't listen to me. Those are the problems that parents have. And the students are like, how do I do this? I don't know how to do this. I've never made a resume. I've never done this kind of profile. I don't know how to network. COVID happened.
That's true.
I'm a Gen Z. I flip on my phone.
Well, Jane, it sounds like you are offering it sounds like what you're offering is filling in that most critical education gap between college and the real world. So
real jobs.
Thank you so much for joining us.
It's been a pleasure anytime.
Absolutely. It's been great to have you on.
Thank you so much.